Hey gang, Hammersill here. As you can see, I am playing in the Tier 8 French DD La Fantasque, which has no smoke, in a game that has 2 enemy CVs. Yeah, I think the Enterprise captain said it about right. As some of you have heard me say, or seen me write, sometimes it's not about playing against the opponent as much as playing against yourself. For me, this was one of those games, because I knew that it would be an uphill climb for me in this ship against what is going to be an intimidating amount of aircraft in the game. So as you'll see, I opted not to push into B. That just seemed a little bit suicidal. I might think about it if there were only one CV. You know, I might just hang back just a little. And for example, if there was one red CV and I saw planes over C like I do there, maybe I'd go into B, especially in something that's got speed like this ship does. Sorry about that, but not in this case. So I'm going to go over here and help at A.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Our kid, pink kid, is not moving. Seeing a ship that's colored pink, usually no big deal really. I mean, it happens to everybody who plays any ship with torpedoes, myself included. But when I see a pink ship that the guns have swung around, which suggests that they have loaded in and they're not moving, that suggests to me maybe they are more concerned with just running a game to get rid of the pink than they are actually contributing to the team. So I keep an eye on that one through the game. Spoiler, the ship does move at a later time, but might as well not have. Okay, so we've got our Balti here. He's in position to be able to radar. So I'm going to go ahead and push into the cap. Now you can see the majority of our team has gone up to C, but we don't have anybody in the cap actually right now. Kagero is, if I remember correctly, running torpedo reload booster, so he doesn't have any smoke. So he's kind of in the same boat I'm in, if you'll forgive the pun, of not having any way to hide from the planes. And as you look at the minimap, you can see planes heading right for him. Now our Balti's pushing in here to help me cap this a little bit faster. And I'm trying to determine what I need to do next. I think I have to contest B next, whether I like it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and position for that. Because it looks to me, I mean, they've already got, the enemy team's already got the Bravo cap. It looks to me like they're going to get Charlie. And although we're going to secure the Alpha cap, we're already down 36 points. And we're only 3.5 minutes in. That's not in and of itself indicative of how the game will go, but it means that we're a little bit behind, and I need to see if I can do something about that. Now, I believe, looking at the minimap, that the planes that are approaching from the Enterprise right now are probably headed for the Monarch or the Baltimore, so I'm trying really hard, which is why I hit the speed boost, to stay out of the detection range of those planes. But he swings back this direction. Not a whole lot I can do. I was trying to get close enough to be able to get torpedoes on the turrets. And as soon as I'm spotted, I go ahead and open up with my AA. And then turn it right back off as soon as the planes are back out of my detection range. I throw the torpedoes out there at the turrets, but I'm pretty sure he's going to turn out. But I didn't have anything else to do with them right this second anyway. And now I'm contesting the Bravo cap. Now I can see that there are multiple ships here. And in retrospect, maybe I should have hung on to my torpedoes. I think these guys would have anticipated them coming. I mean, they saw me on the minimap if they were paying any attention. But still, I could have used them. Just using my speed and what passes for maneuverability on this ship to avoid as much incoming fire as possible. And really all I'm doing is harassing them. So it's myself, and we've got one of the CVs at Lexington dropping bombs on them. So, you know, my goal here is to just try to push them out of the cap, or be a part of pushing them out of the cap. Down goes our Bismarck. That's not good. And you can see where he was sunk on the minimap there. So we've got two battleships down. You can see one of them was sunk really almost dead center in the Charlie cap in a completely ridiculous push, and the other trying to fall back behind the island there at Echo 7. Now I've thrown some torps out there in advance of this Hipper. He's got really great hydroacoustic, so it's debatable whether I'll catch him with anything, but I'm going to go ahead and throw him out there just in case it's on cooldown. And what do you know? So much for the Hipper. Okay, so that's one kill, one torpedo. I've shot down a plane and put 15 shells on target.
Concentrate fire on the target.
We're 6.5 minutes in, more or less. And my contribution has been, well, let's just say minimal. We are down, well, 183 points. Am I doing that right? Yeah. So really need to try to make something happen. You can see that our positioning of our team is awful. Our Massachusetts is, well, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, I maybe he felt like he had support, but at this point he has really no support. Chapayev, Amalfi are both falling back in advance of a pretty sizable opposing push. I've got some cover from the island, so I'm going to see what I can do with Amalfi here. Just chip damage. I'm not going to be able to do any real damage, but maybe I can get a fire on him, which if I do, and then the CV catches him with fire, maybe he'll burn for a while. Or vice versa. Maybe the CV does, he repairs, and then I get him burning.
À tous les bâtiments. Demande d'appui feu. Ricevuto.
Trying really hard to get the cap, but Amalfi turns in, gets into the cap, and that kind of spoils my plan. I'm going to go ahead and throw the torps out there and hope that he's really not paying attention to where my shells are coming from, and that he'll continue to push forward from his position. I can see that there's an enemy DD that was kind of pushing in behind him around the backside of that island. So I'm just setting, yeah, there he is, the kid. I'm just setting up again to try and contest the Bravo cap as long as possible. I've been really lucky so far, and down goes the Massachusetts, the guy I was talking about earlier. Terrible positioning. Managed to catch the Amalfi sitting in his smoke, and now I've got a kid that's pushing at me, and I'm pretty sure I outgunned him. That's Amalfi torps, I think. And there's the kid. And he's pushing right at me. Get my reload booster going. And I should be able to do some significant damage here. He's got aircraft over him, taking fire from me. It's all over. And now I'm looking at a Lenin at close range and Amalfi in within, well, 9 clicks. Vanguard, all of which can hit me. I've got 2 of them targeting me right now. And I'm just hoping that I can go dark before they kill me. You can see I've got 6,700 hit points. Lenin is in retreat, so I'm going to go throw some torps out behind him and a little bit in front of him in the hope that something connects. And I've gone dark now with, well, let's just call it 5,000 hit points. Now if we take a look at the scoreboard, we're down roughly 110 points, more or less. We've lost 5 ships, they've lost 5 ships, and we now hold 2 caps. And I'll take credit for that. I will. Now I'll grant you, I do have some support from our Monarch in Baltimore, who pushed north of this island. And you can see that the pink kid is underway at last. And right about this time I'm starting to get a little bit nervous because, again, no smoke, no way to hide from planes should they come after me, and I'm kind of surprised at this point that they haven't. Just trying to keep Lennon burning. Really hoping I can get some help with this Amalfi. So right now I'm thinking, okay, he's pushing. Will he stop? Will he not stop? I'm kind of wondering if he's not going to run straight at our Amalfi. And if he is, he's going to give me his broadside, in which case I will switch to AP and hit my gun reload booster and see what I can do. You can see he's slowing down, and I've just targeted with torpedoes just to get an idea of what he's doing here. But he's speeding right back up. Throw those out there just preemptively. He's going to finish off our Amalfi, I'm pretty sure. 1 HE blast, switch to AP, and the reload booster is active. It's only got 7,200 hit points, 5,300 hit points, and down he goes. That's 4 kills, and I'm still living in terror of the possibility of red planes. But while I was doing that, you can see that we lost Baltimore and Monarch. And our kid is... I don't really have a choice but to fall back. You can see the red planes on the mini-map. They're at Foxtrot 6 right now. And I know they're going to find me. They're actively searching for me. And I am detected. See what I can do about shooting some down.
Allied aircraft need fire support.
Really hoping for some AA support. Our CVs are sitting so far back right now. I can understand why. You know, the Zeppelins hide behind the island, and that's probably smart. Lexi's he's just way back there. Now I don't play a lot of CV, but a long time ago I played CV, and I know that the closer you can be to the battle, the shorter your transit time for your planes, the faster they get back, and the faster you're able to make your next strike. So, as it stands right now, we're down 222 points. We've got 6.5 minutes, more or less. We have 2 caps, but it's me, a totally ineffective thus far kid, and 2 CVs against 2 enemy CVs and a whole host of very powerful gunboats, Cossack included. I have that ship. I love playing that ship. It has fantastic guns. So I'm pinging that, hoping that our CVs will remove that Cossack of some hit points, or just sink him outright. Because it stands right now, you know, with 3,200 hit points, even though I still have 1 reload booster on my guns, if I have to go toe-to-toe with Cossack, and he has that many hit points, he's probably going to sink me. Now they're wanting me to fall back here, but if I fall back, we lose. It's that simple.
Attack enemy aircraft.
So I am going to put torps in the water and hope that I land some on the Bismarck. You can see the Enterprise's planes are coming back. And I'm going to try and swing around here, get my speed boost going to give myself as much time undetected as possible. And now I'm going to put some torps in the water where I think he will go after he gets struck. I think he'll move forward just a hair more. Oh, see, the first torp's hit, and my guess is he's slowing to a stop, which should put him around where that last set of torpedoes are going. Now, I managed to avoid getting spotted by those planes, so that keeps me in the game a little bit longer. Yeah, those torpedoes are looking good. Now I'm contending with the Vanguard and the Cossack. And there goes the enemy Bismarck. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be able to deal with this. I've got my torpedoes back up here very shortly, at least on the port side of the ship. You can see those are up now. And there we go for the center launcher. And I'm just going to throw those up preemptively against the Vanguard. And I'm going to turn and do a little bit of kiting and hope that maybe I just get lucky here. We are down, well, 55 points. 4 minutes left. They have a battleship and a destroyer. We have a destroyer. I'm not going to count the kid because he hasn't done anything all game in the position he's in right now under aircraft. I don't hold out a whole lot of hope. Now, if he was able to do anything at all effective during the course of this game, this might be a very different game. But, as I mentioned at the very beginning, playing against myself here. How well can I do? How long can I stay in this, and how much damage can I do to the enemy before I am taken out of the game? With 3,200 hit points remaining, probably not much more. Okay, so Vanguard's engines are out. You can see that by the smokestacks.
Get back!
I saw aircraft coming straight at me, so I have decided to try and help finish off the Vanguard. I know the Cossack's there, and I've got these aircraft right on top of me. I'm just doing what I can before I get sunk. Yep. Managed to get the Vanguard. Can I do anything against the Cossack? Probably a little too far ahead. I noticed too late that its engines were down. A little damage there. If I could have gotten off maybe 1 or 2 more volleys, I might have finished him, but that's it for me. I think my comrades were a little upset that I pushed in, but they secured the cap. The game was over. I don't think our CVs would have been able to stop their push, and the 2 enemy CVs would have had really nothing to do but go find them. So, right or wrong, my interpretation of that situation was we needed the cap. If I could have managed to finish off the Cossack in time, I might have been able to at least contest the cap long enough for the 2 CVs to move toward it. But you can see Lexington is nose into an island, and I don't know how much experience the captain of the Lexington has, but that's really kind of a newbie CV captain move. You see that a lot of lower tiers, especially before the rework. You'd see CV captains just nose into whatever the farthest island from the battlefront was and just sit there and wait to get caught. And that's kind of what this guy's done. So unfortunately, I had what I feel like was a pretty good game. Damage wasn't all that great, but I think I made some decent calls as far as where to focus my attention, and was able to finish off some ships that were already banged up. But this one's going to go into the record books under the L column, and that's fine. So let's take a look. I've got 1 shared cap, 1 solo cap. Shot down a couple planes, started a couple fires, took out some systems, did a couple of Citadel shots, put 123 shots on target, landed 7 torpedoes with 5 floods, sank a total of 6 ships with 116,000 damage. I feel pretty good about that. Tough loss, but a very fun game, so I wanted to share with you guys. Really appreciate you watching. I'd love to hear any feedback you have about the game or about the state of the game, etc. And I'll see you next time.